Good evening, everyone. I'm DJ Hamilton, and welcome to DJ Sports Show, the place where we discuss sports, share bold opinions, and untold stories that make a difference. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to hit the like, subscribe button to anybody you know who loves sports. And if you're listening on any audio platform, I want to leave a 5-star rating to anybody you know. On today's episode, I'm joined by my friend Phil Wilson to discuss NBA expansion and our thoughts on it. Is it good? Is it bad? We're going to discuss also the Lakers' recent surge, Luka Magic, and his hot streak, and how they've been balling as of late. We're also going to talk about Cade Cunningham, his injury, how does that affect the Pistons, and overall the Eastern Conference playoff picture, and our thoughts on some of the top NBA prospects in March Madness through the first weekend of the tournament. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the show.
What's up, everyone? I'm DJ Hamilton, and you're tuned into the DJ Sports Show, where we give you the latest, greatest, and most exciting sports stories in the world of sports, from interviews to having people's stories heard and told. This is the DJ Sports Show. Let's get it!
Here with my guy Phil Wilson, recording at 7:55 p.m. Eastern Time after watching some college basketball. We're going to talk some NBA expansion here on this episode, Lakers, Cade Cunningham's injury, and also a little bit of some of the top draft prospects and what we've seen from them in March Madness. Phil, how you doing, man?
Doing good, bro. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I know you're doing good. We're going to get into your Lakers later, but I know you got to be in a better mood.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
So let's get right into it, folks. Like some big news we got earlier last week, I think Monday last week, the league announced they're looking to add 2 expansion teams, Las Vegas and the Seattle Supersonics, potentially. If all goes according to plan, franchises could potentially join the league in 2028-29. And these are 2 markets that they're saying each of them could bring in $7 to $10 billion. Yes, $1 billion, man. That is big money right there. That will put them amongst the top 8 revenue teams in the league. Now, in order for it to go through, there'll need to be 23 of 30 board governors to approve expansion, and then there'll be a final round later in the year to finalize it. So this is kind of just like the pre-draft process, sort of say, to see if they want to go through with it. And also, if you're an owner, I wonder if they want to go through it because it's going to divide up your revenue pie even more because they'll go from 1 to 30 to 1 out of 32. So that's something we got to consider as well. But when I saw it, I was like, man, expansion, I see the pros and cons of it. One con is okay because I've seen some people are for it, like Stephen A. Smith, Kendrick Perkins. Some people are against it. Like I've heard Bill Simmons say he's against it, and also Draymond Green. Because some cons, okay, we can look at a negative side. Okay, it might dilute the talent of the league. We see some teams right now in the league who, like the Brooklyn Nets the other night, again, whipped by the Thunder. The score is like 62-24 at halftime. I'm like, that's not a good product you want to see out there on the basketball court. Especially if you're looking to expand, you want to make sure all 30 franchises are healthy and competitive. But also at the same time, I feel like the talent now, there's more talent enough to at least have 32 teams on the other side, looking at the other side of the spectrum. Because when I see some of the role players on rosters, I'm like, man, if this guy had more of an opportunity, I feel like he could be a really good potential solid starter somewhere else or even an all-star. Like when I look at AJ Williams on the Thunder, man, I feel like that guy can get you 18 to 22 every night if he was on a different franchise starting every single night. He is a bucket. And there's other classic examples like Peyton Pritchard as well. He was in a different situation. I feel like he can get you 18 a night. That man can shoot the basketball. And that's why I feel like expansion, especially it adds some excitement to the league because we haven't had expansion since 2004. It's been well over 20 years. And we've seen like other leagues expand as well. Like I know they said Las Vegas is another market people are kind of worried about because tourism is down and what's it called? The cost of living there is going up and things of that nature. And it's kind of a tourist area where people don't really want to go watch sports. But when you really think about it, they've had success in the WNBA with the Las Vegas Aces ever since they've gone to Las Vegas. They've been a dynasty there with AJ Wilson. The Golden Knights joined the NHL in 2017. They made the Stanley Cup that first year, and then they eventually won their first Stanley Cup in 2023. So they've had major success there ever since they put that franchise in Las Vegas. And then the NFL, when they relocated the Raiders, even though the Raiders are not good right now, but they've had success in sports. So if I'm the NBA, I'm feeling good. With me, I'm pro expansion. I know there's worries about talent dilution, or what's it called? There'll be more teams tanking. You had like because there's usually always 6, 7 teams every year tanking. If you had 2 more, it's like 8, 9 teams now. But let's be real, there's always gonna be taking. No matter what you do, the league might implement rules to kind of strengthen tanking, but I just think I would like to see some. This will add some new infusion of talent because you have remember the pool of talent now is deeper because of international talent worldwide. And when I'm thinking about it, okay, we expand. When you think about all the talent coming in this draft and even the future drafts, 2027 I'm not high on, but I think 2028, 2029 drafts, to me they're looking promising. Found them, and there's a potential another 1v Kumpo. Like I showed you that video on TikTok the other day, that kid. You were like, this guy's 14. Mohamed Dabone. Telling y'all right now,
Yep.
if that guy, whether he's 14, 15, or 16, that dude, if he continues to develop, he's going to be a franchise talent if he continues to work on his game and get better. That guy, he might be potentially one beast challenger one day if he continues on his path. But when you look at the talent, like a guy like that and the guys in the States coming up in the next couple of years, I think we have enough talent coming into the league to help with expansion and make sure we have a competitive league amongst all potentially 32 teams. So I'm pro expansion. I want to see it happen. It'll bring some new excitement to the league, and we haven't had it in 2 decades. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts on it.
Man, I'm glad you mentioned that. First of all, I agree with you. I am pro expansion. I'll get that out the way. But honestly, I think to me, what's funny is I'll start. Well, first I'll say this. First of all, Adam Silver is a legacy play. I mean, this is getting into that David Stern category. Like this is big for your legacy as a commissioner of the league. I'll start there. So I think it's great from that standpoint, for the league and for him, because the growth of the game and you being kind of that mastermind behind that is great for him as well. Now when it comes to the overall criticism of like diluting the league and things like that, but I'm like, to me, that seems kind of contradictory because of the fact you say, oh, this is the most talented the league has ever been. And, all the talent is not just in America, but now worldwide, and everything. It's like, okay, if that's true, then this will be a great time for expansion if that's the case. I mean, people were talking about, oh, plumbers back in the 90s and 80s, but then, look how much expansion went on during Michael Jordan and when he peaked his career and all the machines that came up, and then all the Hall of Famers that came to those expansion teams. Obviously, we had, Orlando, we had Shaq, Minnesota, even I was a little bit later after they started. I think it started with 89. We had KG come a few years later. You know what I'm saying? So we've had a lot of great talent, coming to the league, and a lot of great teams. Yeah, a lot of great teams coming to the league, and become good teams pretty quickly. So I don't see how it's a thing where expansion is ever a bad thing, especially since, again, it's not like it has happened 5 years ago. It hasn't happened in over 20 years,
over 2 decades.
So to me, right, it was an inevitability from that standpoint. So I think it's a great thing. I think the league is in great hands as well. So I don't see any problem with it. I mean, you mentioned obviously all the talent. The freaking nature is coming up. People being made in labs going into the league in the next couple of years. So, man, I'm not worried about it. I think about guys like a Kason Wallace, Jerry McCain. You know what I'm saying? There's guys like that. They're like, man, what could they be? You mentioned Peyton Pritchard, guys like that. What would they be if they were in a lead role? Where their opportunities would be more there. I think about also the G League. What about dudes in the G League? You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a developmental league. What if dudes in the G League, have more roster spots? You come off the bench on one of these new teams and have a big opportunity.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't see why it'd be really any kind of negative. I don't think we heard, at least I definitely wasn't around to hear it back in the day, the negatives around expansion before. So I don't see why it'd be a problem now. And also, I mean, let's be honest, the 2 cities that came into play for that expansion, that it's been like the worst rumor in sports, because it's like or worst secret in sports, excuse me, because we all knew that was, first of all, people wanted it. We all know Seattle is one of the best fan bases when it comes to basketball, if not sports. Save our Sonics. That's not a new phrase. You know what I'm saying? They're going on since they left with OKC. So I love it. I mean, I think about rivalries, how that feeds the game, how much it would be great to have a Thunder, Sonics, rivalry if that were to brew. That'd be special for the game. Vegas, I mean, come on now. The market we've seen there, I mean, Agent Wilson. I mean, come on now. Enough said.
That would be insane.
So I don't see a problem with it. Exactly. So I don't see a problem with it. So I think from that standpoint, also, geographically, this is something that always bothered me. The fact that you got a team like Memphis, that's a Western Conference team, and I don't think anybody would associate them with being a Western Hemisphere at all. So it's like, west side of the country. Like for me, I'm like, okay, if you move, say Minnesota, if I'm Anthony Edwards, I would love to go to the East because it's a little bit of a logjam out
You can
west. So,
avoid SGA and Wemby until you
yeah,
meet them essentially in the
anything
finals.
necessary.
That can help you.
Anything
Like,
necessary.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would love that opportunity if I'm Anthony Edwards. I'm not ducking no smoke. Obviously, if I'm him, I'm just saying, hey, if I move east, I'm not gonna complain. I mean, shoot, I didn't check the standings. I believe if the Timberwolves were in the East, I mean, wouldn't they be like a top 4, top 5 seed compared to what they are right now
Yeah,
in the
probably
West?
top
I'm
four,
like,
top four, top three. Yeah,
exactly. Right? I know it's never perfect. Obviously, you think about having to split the pie a little bit, but like these billionaires are going to make their money. I mean, to me, in the long run, it's gonna mean more money in people's pockets for everybody. So I don't personally see how it's a problem in the short term or in the long term. It was inevitability from just years ago. I mean, we've seen it happen uh, for decades in this association. So it's like, to me, it's never something that I was worried about. I'm excited about it as a basketball fan. Yeah, just no red flags in my opinion. I mean, obviously it's not gonna be perfect. But again, I'm excited.
like when the WNBA did their expansion, was it last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, they
The
got more
draft.
coming.
I love seeing it. It was like a spectacle.
That's what I'm saying.
I was like, I would love for the NBA to do it. Honestly, I feel better about them doing it now compared to a decade ago.
Mhm.
I feel like the talent now, there's enough talent compared to a decade
Exactly,
ago.
exactly.
Like it was a decade
Internationally
ago,
too.
I would have been kind of worried, but now that you have the new TV deals locked up for like the next 10, 15 years, and they're
Hmm.
worth billions of dollars. So, and you have the
Hmm.
talent now in the league, I feel like now is a viable time to do it. Like I feel like this is a
Yeah,
great time. Like you got to
hell yeah.
capitalize on it.
That's what I'm
So,
saying. I can't wait to play as the teams in 2K. You know
and
what I'm
then
saying?
the question is, which team do you move to the East? Is it the Timberwolves or the Grizzlies or Pelicans? Those are the three teams that people are discussing. I feel like it'll probably be people are saying the Timberwolves might be the most likely because they're right
Yeah,
there. So
that's mine.
yeah,
That's mine. It just makes so much sense. I mean, you already got the teams that are right by them: Chicago, Milwaukee. Put them in that division and just do what you do.
yeah,
I don't think that's. I think it's even a hard decision to me.
yeah,
Minnesota is probably the best. I mean, again, for Anthony Edwards, I think he'd love that too.
yeah. I mean, we'll find out this week if they approve it or not. We'll know by like
Mm.
Wednesday, Thursday, because they said by the 25th, 26th. So we'll know by middle of this
Right.
time this week. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they
I'd be
end up
shocked if we don't
doing.
get approved. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if we don't get approved. Yeah.
And then also, the money is going to give them some extra revenue. Some owners, I think they get extra 200 to 500 million if they approve it.
Must be
So,
nice.
yeah,
So,
even though they have to cut
come
the
on.
revenue by a little bit, they will get some more money. So,
I mean, in the long run,
money
you're gonna
talks.
make your bread.
Yeah,
Come
they're
on
going to
now.
make bread.
Y'all
So,
not hurting for money now. Come
yeah,
on, billionaires.
yeah.
Let's stop. Come on, man.
Switching gears now to your Lakers, man. They've been on
Yes, sir.
fire. They've been like a smokehouse.
Look in.
It-
Look in.
9-1 in their
Talk
last
about
10 games. They're currently riding a 9-game win streak after defeating Orlando Magic last night. And we got to get to the main guy who's been a catalyst for the team, Luka Doncic. Good thing they rescinded his technical last night. I thought that was egregious that they called that technical.
yes.
I'm glad they rescinded it. So he'll be playing against Detroit, as we saw. I saw the notification earlier, so he will be available against Detroit. This guy's been in MVP mode. Before last night, actually, he had 8 straight games averaging 40 points, 10 rebounds, 9 rebounds, 8 rebounds, and 7
Mm.
assists per game. Only
Mm.
James Harden and Russell Westbrook have ever done that. 48 and 7 in 8-game span. That's crazy. Like, that is absurd what he's doing. He even had a 60-point performance against Miami. He was cooking. I told my friend I was joking around with him because he's a big Heat fan. I said, yo, he's extinguishing y'all in Miami. He's blowing out the flames, man. He said,
I
oh,
love
y'all
it.
think
I
y'all.
love it.
He said, Bam Adebayo, you said 83. All right, let me show you 60 out and see. He said, let me show you the ethical way, quote unquote.
There you go. Hey, it's
Yeah,
real. It's real.
people in the comments were joking. Oh, look at Luka Doncic getting his 60 points ethically. I'm just
Don't
like,
have
yo,
to foul the team to get extra free throws.
yeah. Yo, he had like
Keep the
8,
ball
9
back.
3-pointers. I'm like, this guy was on a heater. I'm like, this dude
Insane,
can't
bro.
stop. His ability to read the game, how the pick and roll is, he might be one of the best I've ever seen out of pick and roll. His ability as a threat, as a scorer, to be able to hit the outside shot, finish at the rim, or make advanced reads, passing, finding an open teammate for an easy shot, because he's going to draw the second defender over. because how much of a threat he is finishing at the rim or having another guy come over the screen and he can hit the outside shot. He's just that good. And I looked up on NBA.com earlier, their last 10 games, second in offensive rating, 12th in defensive rating. The Lakers are 7th in net rating, 3rd in true shooting percentage, and 7th in turnover percentage. So you guys have been efficient on offense. You're playing much better defense than you were at earlier parts of the season, especially over this last month. Because I remember there was a point in the season, Luka Doncic, he was getting criticized for his defense. Like he was letting guys flow by him. He has picked it up over like this last month and a half. And they've been efficient offensively. And also, they've been taking care of the ball. Only 7th in turnover percentage. That's something that you want to see, especially coming into this time of the year. You're now on the playoff push. You're trying to retain a high seed. Right now, it looks like they might stay at the 3rd seed. We'll see how things shape up. But right now, the way they've been winning, I can see them staying at the 3rd seed. And you'll have home court advantage for at least the first round if you stay at that 3rd seed. So that looks good for them. And I want to say the big three, Austin Reeves, Doncic, and shout out to LeBron. This guy's been number one for his whole career, and he basically he said, okay, looks like I'm going to have to change how I'm playing to help our team win. He basically said, let me be the 3rd guy, and let me let Austin Reeves and Doncic cook. Let me be the utility weapon. Let me be like the Draymond Green type of guy, but a souped-up version of that. He's been doing the dirty work, defending the big guys down low. He's scoring when he needs to. He's getting out in transition. Luka's finding him with those big full-court passes, looking like reminiscent of D-Wade and LeBron. And Luka does those full-court passes to him. I'm like, yo, sometimes I feel like it's going to be a turnover, but he'd be on point. So, yeah. Shout out to Ayton, man. DeAndre Ayton, ever since that Clint Capella stuff, he's been playing better. He said he looked at himself in the mirror and he said, he had to realize, he said, I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he said, I had to realize I'm not that guy. So let me, let me embrace my role and let me do what I have to do for my team to help them win. And he's been rebounding. I saw that game against the Nuggets like last week or a week and a half ago. Down the stretch, I know Luka had that game winner, but he had some big plays defensively, making it like tough down there for Jokic. Jokic couldn't just get whatever he wanted. He got big time rebounds. He had some big shots inside at the rim, and you need him to do that consistently if you guys want to have any chance. But this is a Lakers team. They play like this. I think they can make some noise in the postseason. I'm not saying they're going to make it to the finals or anything like that, because I don't think they're going to be OKC or the Spurs if fully healthy. But I think they could give those teams, if they match up with them in the postseason or the second round or the conference finals, if they were to get that far, I think they can make it 6-7 games to keep playing like this.
Absolutely. I mean, you know me as a Laker fan, obviously you know I'm hyped. But I mean, to be objective, man, I mean, there's no you can't be impressed with this team right now. I mean, everyone talks about the 9 wins, but also it's not like we played the Kings 9 straight times. So, sorry, Kings fans. Yeah. But I mean, to me, speaking of that point, I mean, you've had a lot of quality wins. That's what I think about it is impressive
Rockets
right now.
Twice, Luka went crazy that game.
Rockets twice, Knicks, Timberwolves, Nuggets. Well, I always love the beat because they give us a hard time.
Being over 500 teams, playoff teams.
Exactly. And then having a back-to-back, in there where like, we could have packed it in. We came out. What was that game? I think it was against the Heat, right? The back-to-back. Second of the back-to-back, but like they were flexible to play.
Back
you know
to
what I'm saying?
Miami. Yeah. Didn't get
exactly,
much rest.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. And then Bron, I mean, come on now. I mean, you kind of touched on it already, but I think to me, Bron, I mean, he set the tone. I mean, obviously, Luka, he's doing what he does. He's one of the best players in the game, phenomenal in his bag. But to me, I think what's really set the team in this position has been LeBron, accepting his role, taking that step back, but still being highly, highly effective. You mentioned being kind of a quasi Draymond Green role, but just being super effective, super efficient. I mean, a dude in his 23rd season, he just broke the record of most games ever played by an NBA player. Robert Parrish was the previous record holder. It's just amazing. I don't really want to get into the goal comparison and everything like that, but I think it's just a joy to watch. I mean, however many games we get of LeBron playing this level, just a pleasure to watch from just a basketball standpoint, and then also the narratives. I remember when he missed some games, and before he started playing in the season, had the sciatica and things like that, and how good we looked at that time. Luka and AR were cooking together before AR went down when LeBron got back, and people were saying, "Oh, we don't even need LeBron," and like LeBron, he's never affected by the noise, but he's a dude like he hears everything. I remember I saw some quote saying like he's like, yeah, it gets clicks and all that. People say I'm not, not needed for the team anymore, or they should move on from me. I'm like, oh, it's not true. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But no, again, man, like just with the tone that he set for this team. Obviously, we're still on our road trip. I want to finish it off strong. We're playing the Pistons tomorrow, who are without Cade. Obviously, we're getting the Cade's injury later on, but I'm just loving what we're doing. We put ourselves in a great position. Again, when I think about contenders, Thunder and Spurs are still the class. To me, they're the ticket. Conference finals trip that's coming. But as far as like outside of that, the Lakers are going to be a very tough out, very fun team to watch, and I'm super excited about it. I don't think there's anything else you could say. And then plus defensively, that was obviously going to be our Achilles heel because we can score with anybody. We got AR Luka, a crazy combo in the backcourt. LeBron does what he does, but to me, defensively was really going to dictate how far we could really go to be a serious contender. You can be a fun team and you can score, but to really be a contender, you got to stop somebody. You know what I'm saying? As Kendrick Perkins said, you got to slide your puppies. You know what I'm saying? So, so to me, like the fact that like we're not, are we an elite defensive team? No, but compared to where we were, we're near the bottom of the league, getting what 12th right now. That's solid, and that's enough to where when you balance it out with our elite ability to score at a high level with guys like Luka and AR playing phenomenal basketball, it puts us in a great spot to where maybe if there's a slippage, or injury, God forbid, to one of those other teams, Thunder and Spurs, who knows? Maybe conference finals isn't out the question. Obviously, I wouldn't expect that, but just the fact that it's a very viable belief, especially when you think about the other teams in the West. How much do we believe in some of those teams? I know the Rockets right now, people are really down on them. The Nuggets have some concerns. They are.
They're not.
Anthony Edwards is out right now for the Timberwolves. Got to see how long he's gonna be out. I heard no more than maybe a couple weeks. So we see how they may or may not slide in the standings, things like that. But there's a little bit of a runway now for the Lakers to do something special, man. So it's gonna be very fun to watch.
I'm looking at the schedule now while you were speaking. I'm like, okay, these next 11 games left for them before tomorrow's matchup.
Gotcha.
The only other teams that they're playing the next 11 games that are going to be in the playoffs, they play the Thunder twice, April 2nd, April 7th. They're going to play the Cavs the 31st, and then they play the Suns the 10th. Those teams are in the playoffs. All the other teams are not going to be in the postseason. They play the Nets, the Pacers, Wizards, and they also have the Warriors and the Jazz. I don't think the Warriors are 10 seeds and might be in the play-in, but I'm going to be honest, I don't see them in the playoffs. I just don't. Yeah, especially with Steph looking like he might not play the rest of the season. So,
at this point,
they have some matchups coming up where they're playing a lot of teams below 500, except for those few teams I mentioned. But yeah, I think they could easily, especially with the way Luka's playing. This team,
we had a chance against anybody.
What you say?
I said we got a chance against anybody. Right now with this schedule, I see us beating Detroit. I see us beating Indiana, Brooklyn, Washington.
Yeah, the next three easy win. Detroit without Cade, yeah. Like these next three, the next four actually play the Wizards too. They should really extend their winning streak to like 13.
to where if we do lose to say a Cleveland at home, maybe who's a very very good team. I don't know how much we believe in them as far as playoffs. That's another conversation. But Oklahoma City, that'll be a very tough one on the road.
Yeah.
Again, then playing them again, a couple days later.
That's
honestly,
appointment television.
See a whole lot of losses. I really don't.
That's appointment television. Luka versus SGA.
Absolutely.
What?
But yeah, like I say, a couple more losses. Honestly, the rest of the season, I don't know how you see it. Just trying to be objective, not trying to be too much of an excited Laker fan. But like I said, I don't see a whole lot of losses to close out the season, assuming Luka doesn't get suspended, we stay healthy.
No more injuries to key players. I can see them
exactly.
The only losses I can see them is like the Thunder, maybe the Cavaliers. Other than that, and depends on looking like everything else. I can see them winning. I don't think the Suns are better than Lakers. I just don't. Even though they've been a surprising team this year, I just don't see it.
No. Shout out to JJ Redick too, man. By the way, people always try to hate on him a little bit, but like. It's looking like, things go the way they going. It's going to be another 51 season for JJ Redick. Got a shout out him for that. You know what I'm saying? Only four away from doing that. So, like, shout out JJ Redick, man. I don't feel like he gets enough credit because I get the way that, he got the job and people say, oh, he only got it because of LeBron and things like that. Him being, former player, but also an analyst on TV. Then you just get a role straight up to being a head coach of the Lakers. I know how people talk about that, but, he's a phenomenal basketball mind.
Yeah. No, he is. When he was doing his Old Man 3 podcast, I'm like, his IQ is insane. breakdowns of plays. I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to take notes because this is
Yeah,
some
yeah,
next
we
level
definitely.
reads and processing and understanding. This is coaching is
Mm,
not easy. It's not. So
nah, man.
shout out to JJ, man.
Yes, sir.
Next team I want to get into before we get to some of the top draft prospects we saw in March Madness that we've been seeing. Detroit, can they survive without Cade? I mean, the team's still
Tough.
number one in the Eastern Conference for now. Boston's only 4 games back. I think they play tonight. But when I look at their schedule coming up, they have the 10th toughest schedule coming up. Their next 5 games, all the next 5 games are against teams who are over 500. The Lakers, like we just spoke about them in the previous segment, they're on a heater right now. Luka's on his game, like at the apex of his powers. Everybody's saying custody Luka.
Yeah,
Yo, I'm like, yo, y'all need to chill.
y'all
Yo,
got to shut up.
this man's going personal stuff,
Outside
man.
of pocket.
Let's chill, man. Like people need to chill out. But I don't see them winning that game, especially without K. They have no shot.
No, I don't see
Atlanta
it.
is on a heater. The Red Hot Hawks, they're one of the hottest teams in
Are
the
they
league right
12 in
now.
a row now?
Hmm?
Where are they at? 12 in a row? How many they got in a row now?
Right now the
Atlanta.
Hawks. Oh,
They've been
they
going
lost
crazy.
recently, so their streak just ended. But
Oh, just
they're
ended.
9-1 in
Okay,
their last 10.
okay.
Yeah, they lost recently. But they recently they were just coming up. They won 10 games recently
Well,
not
I said,
too long
yeah, like
ago.
10, 11 in a row. Get, you know, they only went up 1 seed, right? Yeah, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
not too long ago, man. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, this team, I don't see them. Jalen Johnson's playing at all NBA level. I think he's gonna be
Yes.
to me, he's on NBA 13.
Yeah,
He's on
absolutely. Absolutely.
Timberwolves, even without Ant, I think they're still a solid enough team to beat the Pistons. That one I
Yeah,
might give them a chance on. We'll see. And then the Thunder, that's not happening.
No,
Yeah.
and like I said, Jay Lewis is back, so assuming they're at full strength, that's their Thunder are back.
Yeah,
But
the
not
only
that
team I see them beating in their next 5 games is maybe the Pelicans, which is the one weakness right
at
there.
home. Yeah.
Yeah, and the 26th. So that's
Yeah.
that's it. And then without Cade, and then one thing I also want to get into with the Cade thing is he's out with a collapsed lung he suffered against the Wizards. And that goes into question now. He played 61 games, having a career year.
Yeah.
Pistons are number 1 seed. We need to get rid of the 65 game rule. Like this is when I saw him collapse that lung, something that's out of his control. He can't control if his lung collapsing and stuff like that. He's played 61 games. That's more than enough to be viable for All NBA. It's not like he's played 41. He's played 61. He's having a career year. Pistons they had the best record in the NBA for most of the season. They were up there amongst the best. And he told me he's not gonna make All NBA just because he doesn't meet some stupid arbitrary game requirement. That's dumb to me. I feel like there needs to be an exception. We need to have some reconstruction with this thing because Anthony Edwards, also another guy we spoke about earlier, he might not make it either. He's out with knee inflammation. He might miss. He's not even potentially going to come back in a week or 2. He's going to get reevaluated. He might not even make it play in the games to make the NBA. And if him and K don't make it, Rotor's going to have riot. Trust me. This needs to get we need to either do 60 games or at least 2,000 minutes because freak injuries do happen. And I feel like now we're the touching players. And like we mentioned it months ago when we heard about this and we saw how it was affected in the league. And when Jokic went down and Giannis was getting injured and Wemby was out with calf injury, we spoke about it, or I spoke about it alone. And I said, this is going to affect players' legacies, resumes. When we look back on it, like, man, this guy was only a 5-time NBA selection. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? Like me and my friend were arguing the other day, and I'm just like, what if a player plays 63 games, 64 games, he has a dominant season, and just because he missed by 1, 2, or 3 games for the requirement, he's having a better statistical season, his team is winning, but say hypothetically another player plays 65 or more, his stats are way less impressive, and doesn't impact his team as much. So you're saying that guy's gonna make All NBA just because he made the game arbitrary minimum? Like, come on, man. How rigid are we gonna be in our thinking? Like, yeah, we want to see players be available and all that, but we need to have a middle ground. That's just something.
It's so tough. It's so tough, man. I mean, for me, it's like I love the spirit of the rule, what they're trying to do, like being good in theory, but execution is just horrible. I mean, the fact that obviously mentioned how close he was to the 65 game minimum, but I mean, even more so than just affecting dudes' pockets. You never want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Let that dude earn it because I think you have to make All NBA to get that Supermax deal,
Yeah,
right?
NBAs and
So
awards, like they
yeah,
have incentives to your contract.
that's what
And
I'm
I think
saying,
it's
man.
well
So
too. Like, this is playing with
yeah,
guys' money too, not even just their legacies.
exactly. So to be that close to that number, I mean, to me, you have to. I mean, let's be real. Like when a dude's played as well as he has for 60 plus games, whatever, whether you want to change the minimum, whether you want to make it to where if you actually have a serious injury, then those games are kind
Get
of
like
like
a exception, like how when you go
yeah,
to school
flex
and
or
you're
something like
sick,
that.
you get like a
Yeah,
excuse out of it. It's like you have a doctor's note or something. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
It's
And
like
and,
get
and
like
if you
that.
know ball, because like you're not gonna say for example, you got a guy who's very talented, like say a Jalen Williams. We know as talent, there's no way he's gonna make an All NBA. That's because he hasn't played in
Yeah,
the
he's missed too
offseason.
much time. Yeah,
Dude,
he's missed too much time.
exactly. That's different. But I'm saying when a dude that's played so much, and to try to say, oh, well, nah, you haven't played enough games when he's played 61 at an MVP level, not just
Yeah,
an All NBA level,
yeah.
MVP level. And they say, oh,
He'll get some
nah,
MVP
sorry, you missed
votes
so many
next year.
games. It's
Yeah,
egregious, bro. So
egregious.
like to do that, you have to change it up. First of all, I mean, okay, call it the Cade rule if you want. You know what I'm saying? This
Yeah,
rule change because it's hurting. That to me, when they talk about like when kind of old conversations of like expansion, that to me can hurt the league more negatively than dudes who so and so may not have earned it to the level where another player did. Like he made all NBA. What? Like, come on now.
yeah.
And
Like if
we're at that
somebody's
point now.
averaging 15 points per game
That's
and
what
they
I'm
don't
saying.
really impact
That's
game
what
in
being
other ways,
concerning.
and it's way
Yeah,
better, and then someone else's stats are way better, but only they play like 62. I would
exactly.
break a wall. I'm just like, what are we
Exactly.
doing now? We're ruining the league.
And we
Like,
already question it now, looking back at history, like, oh man, how did Kobe only win one MVP? How did certain dudes not win
yeah, like you're
enough
not
of these?
taking
How
an
does Kelly?
accurate snapshot of the what that
Yeah,
season was. Who were the top guys? Who were the storylines? Like, it's
exactly.
just
Like,
gonna
how
be
does
inaccurate.
Kelly not win
Yeah,
Defensive Player of the Year? Do things like that. But this is gonna be that on steroids. Like this dude didn't only
yeah,
made bunch of All NBAs. It's just egregious. It sucks. It has to be amended. I don't know how it can be amended. There's several things that come to mind how you can do it, but I just pray somehow, some way he can come back for the last 4 games of the season.
yeah.
Best case
Not
scenario, I'm
definitely.
assuming. Yeah.
The question with Pistons though now is like,
Mhm.
how are you gonna survive? Because I know you won your last game, but it was against the Warriors, and they have no Steph Curry. If Steph Curry
Right.
was playing, y'all don't win that game.
Yeah.
But when you're going against now these teams that are gonna be like legitimate contenders in the West, maybe like the Lakers, you're gonna play
Mhm.
the Thunder, Timberwolves. They're still a solid team even without, and Hawks are red hot. I, I don't know. I don't know how you're gonna win these games, man. And we don't know how long Cade's gonna be out. So
And it's the way this team is constructed. Like they're very Cade heavy. Like they rely
relying
on
on Cade.
Cade for
Yeah,
his performance, his usage is at a high level. So it's not like you can say, "Oh, Tobias Harris, go win it for me." You're not saying that. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's no disrespect to Tobias Harris. It's like that team is constructed for Cade to carry. That's when there's times when he's not as efficient. You understand why he shoots so much because he's that guy that has to have the ball in his hands to make plays for the other team and for himself. So it's like there's no one that really is going to be able to, in any way, when you talk about next man up, to fulfill his role. You wouldn't ask that of anybody. That's why hopefully next year, things like that, they add hopefully another secondary scorer, another maybe 18, 20 point per game score that kind of could take the load off him in the backcourt. I think that's going to be something when you don't have Cade or when Cade struggles, that is that obvious weakness of this team, despite being a number one seed in the East and one of the best teams in the league. That is their obvious weakness. And when you don't have Cade, it's really hard to see. Look at these remaining games, like you mentioned, like where are the wins coming from? And yeah, you have a decent, margin between the Celtics, but hey, them 4 games to go away like that, and then don't let the Celtics get number one seed. That's gonna be a real
yeah.
problem. Now Jason Tatum's back, people already got them in the finals already. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I mean, this could be a blessing in disguise, like for the
Mhm.
Timberwolves and also the Pistons. Like your top guys out, your team has kind of struggled, especially the Pistons. Like when he's not on the floor, you guys struggle to score. I think this could be a
Mhm.
good time for them to find their identity without him. See which guys step up. I think this could be a time to gain confidence as well. So if he does come back, because they're saying he might miss the rest of the regular season, and be ready for the playoffs. Hopefully, he can come
Mhm.
back before the regular season ends, so he could get the 65 game
Okay.
minimum. But I don't want him to rush back. That's a real thing.
That's
Collapse
you
lung,
know what
he
I'm
can't
saying?
breathe.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
come on now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like we're gonna punch a player because he has a class lung. That's just crazy to me. But yeah, hopefully, the Pistons. This could be a time for them, like to say, like, oh, Dennis Jenkins or somebody else, Kevin Herter. Like, we need you guys to step up. Jalen Duran's been all star for them, but to me, he's not like a second go-to guy. He's a third option on a winning team. Like you said, they don't have that star second court second guy in the backcourt who can get you consistently 20 a night on efficiency. But I think this is a pivotal time for their role players to find their identity, to step up their offensive game, especially when their star player is out. So when he does come back, you have more confidence going to the postseason. I think same thing for the Timberwolves. Got Anthony Edwards, he's out. Julius Randle has been playing well as of late. This would be a great time for him to find his identity, find his confidence again, his offensive game, get his game going, playing at a high All-Star, All-NBA level that we see them do in years past. And yeah, I think this is a very key time for both of those franchises, especially when both of them I know are trying to win a championship. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that eventually plays out.
Absolutely.
And the thing with the Pistons too, like the Celtics are 4 games back, man. If y'all
I'm
start
saying,
going on a losing streak, Celtics might get that first
they slow
seed.
down.
Yeah, it might get that first seed. So I think it's even more important for the Celtics Pistons than Timberwolves. So I think Timberwolves are kind of locked into that 6th seed. Of course. I mean, the Suns might pass them if they go on a losing streak because Suns are only a few games in the win column back. But they just lost to the damn Bucks without Giannis.
That's insane.
Yeah, with their guy, with Devin Booker playing. Like, yeah, so I think it's even more important for the Pistons because you want to have that home court advantage throughout the postseason. So I think that's very critical. The next thing for all my draft watchers out there, now it's time to talk some March Madness a little bit, some of the draft prospects we've seen. You can go first if you want. Who stood out to you or anything like that you watched so far, whatever teams? I'm mostly focused on the draft process. If you want to go first, who stood out to you so far throughout the tournament?
Man, you know me, I got to talk about my boy. I mean, my favorite player to watch right now in this tournament who is still in the tournament. My boy Darius Acuff going crazy this whole tournament as he has this whole season. I mean, a clutch performance, clutch game overall. I mean, think about like the high point, a 12 seed. They were no joke, man. I know a lot of people, by the way, were just kind of questioning them. Are they going to be a team that really like how they make the tournament or who they beat, things like that. But they played well and gave Arkansas everything they can handle. My boy Darius Acuff, 36 points, made some huge shots in the second half to give them the win. He's a dude again, like guard play. We know how important guard play is in college basketball, especially in March Madness in the tournament. He's a dude. I would not be shocked. I mean, a Final Four run could be in the mix, especially if Darius Acuff he's playing at a high level. Where right now he is arguably, to me, I know maybe not number one pick. I think AJ Devonsa will be that. I just think you can't teach his size and skill set. But just for just pound for pound best player right now in college basketball, to me it is Darius Acuff. So he's my favorite player to watch right now. I want to see what you think.
Yeah, Acuff, man. You know what's funny? When I saw him last year, I was like, I don't know. I was like, I think he's good. But then when he started balling in college, I'm like, yeah, this guy's special. This guy, I didn't get to see the game live, but I saw the highlights. I'm like, this dude is out of the pick and roll. He's amazing. He doesn't turn the ball over. There was key moments in that game where he said, okay, my team, the game's close. I need to take over. Like, he just knows the moment. You see it in his eyes. He wants it. He wants to be great. He's tough as nails. And he makes his teammates better. And whenever you're guarding him, you can't go under the pick and roll because his ability to shoot from the outside is efficient. And he makes it at a high clip. And he can finish at the rim. He knows how to take contact, absorb contact. And that's something you want to see in a guard. And he has the floater. And then also, shout out to Malik Thomas as well, his teammate. He's been a great secondary backcourt mate. That's why I said last week when we were with me, you, and Drew and Matt, I'm like, guard play, elite guard play, you need an NCAA tournament. If you don't have elite guard play in the tournament or depth, you're not going to make it far. We see that with this Arkansas team, with their elite backcourt, and they're both freshmen, by the way. They might both enter the NBA draft. Malik Thomas will have to be maybe a mid-first round pick, late first round pick. We'll see if he enters. If he comes back, he'll be a top 2027 pick. He'll be like top 10, top 12 pick next year's draft. But when you have those two, when you combine them, you combine their stats, and they're usually always going for 40 to 50 plus a game. And then you have the other guys doing what they need to do. It's a recipe for success. And then shout out to John Calipari, man. He always seems to get these guys and make them better. Like Acuff, when I saw him in high school last year, I thought he was good, but I didn't think he was going to be this. SEC Player of the Year, top 5 pick. His draft stock has risen throughout the process, and he's broken so many records. So, yeah, Acuff, man, I think he reminds me of like Damian Lillard a little bit, Jalen Brunson.
Mhm.
Some people said Stephon Marbury. I think Stephon Marbury was a little bit more athletic. He was catching lobs. I think he's more of a grounded player. He's like Lillard and also Brunson to me. But I think he's gonna be special. Some people even try to say he's Kyrie Irving. Uh, Bill Simmons
I've
said he
heard
kind of
that too. Yeah,
Kyrie Irving.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know if he's as crafty as Kyrie at the rim. Kyrie was different. Yeah,
Mhm.
but I think he's definitely as good of a shooter as Lillard in college. I think he's gonna continue to get better. He's just a bucket, and he's clutch as a cup. But I know you mentioned Aka, my guy. Even though his team got bounced out early, the band sub man, that dude. If he had some
Man,
extra help from BYU, I know people are say, "Oh, he went to BYU, all that." Yes, but if you watch the game, Cougars and they're playing
Mhm.
Texas, he was getting double, triple team every time he touched the ball. Every time that he touched the
Mhm.
ball, they were running 2 at him, 3 at him, and I know he had 5 turnovers. I think that started coming in the second half, really, because he was expounding so many energy to have to carry the team. The dude finished with 35 points and 10 rebounds. He was the first freshman since Stephen Curry to finish with 30-plus points in their first NCAA tournament game. That is elite
Mhm.
company. When I was watching some of his moves, he had this double team. They crowded him in the corner, and I thought he was going to turn over the ball. The dude, they threw a double team at him. This was the first half. The second guy came over. He saw it was coming. He kept his dribble alive. He turned over the shoulder because there was already one guy on him, and he turned over his leftover, did a fadeaway, and cashed it. I'm like, the fact that he saw that read, the defender coming over, because usually most freshmen, they panic, they turn the ball over. He saw it.
Mhm.
He was composed, turned it, and did a little nice fadeaway, like a KD, Kobe, Jordan, SGA, and he cashed it. And he was on a heater early on in that game. And then there was this other one, I think it was in the second half. They trapped him again in the corner. He kept his dribble alive. This one, I really thought he was going to turn it over. He somehow ripped through, did a gather step without traveling, and was able to go to the rim and finish with the left hand. I'm like, this is a
Different.
freshman doing this. Like,
Different.
those guys, and then when I see most freshmen, even regular players in general, do those type of moves, when they see the double team coming, they usually panic. They turn the ball over,
Mhm.
stayed calm, and he was able to. I'm like, yo, this guy. And there was times throughout the game, I'm like, yeah, this guy's tired now because he was doing his best '07 LeBron impersonation. I just with my friend about that. I'm like, this guy's playing with nobody. Like, he's dishing out to his teammates. Nobody get a shot. His bench had 0 points. 0 donut, bro. As much points
As
as
many
you
as
and
me
me
and you, bro.
watching the game. I'm like,
Come on,
I
bro.
was joking with my friends in the chat. Oh yeah, you were in the chat. You're in the chat. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
how these players
I
make
saw it,
D1? I'm like, yo, how they make
bro.
D1, man? I'm like, this is what it shows you. Like, there's levels to the NBA. Like, even D1, even though it's the best of the
100%.
best, the players are not as skilled as NBA guys. How you go 0 as a D1? You're supposed to be the best in the collegiate level,
Come on, man.
and you guys can't score me 2 points to help a brother. I
I
felt
was
bad for
sick, bro.
AJ, man. I was like, man, get this guy some help, man. If he had even,
Bro,
it sucks that Richie Saunders was out because he's out the torn ACL that he suffered back
right.
in February. That would have helped a lot because he was like their second best scorer. He
100%.
could take the floor. He's a great shooter, and that would have stretched out the defense, gave AJ some easy cuts to the rim as a backdoor cutter. Because I know AJ, he can move without the ball too. He's not so ball dominant all the time, but in this situation, he has to because there's no one else to create. He had to get the ball pretty much every possession, and it took a lot of energy out of him. But yeah, I mean, this game to me, AJ, I know he has some 5 turnovers, 1 for 4 from 3. I think that's something he still needs to fix, like his 3-point shooting from the outside. I think that's the one flaw for him, and tighten up his handle a little bit. He'll get stronger over time as well. But I think to me, this game shows me his undeniable talent. Like, this guy reminds me of Trace McGrady. He is teammate to
Man,
me.
the only thing, the AJ Bonson was amazing, bro. I mean, he was
Yeah.
going
And you
into
saw
the
his
turn.
tenacity throughout the game. Like, even
Yeah,
when he was tired, he was still getting after it. Like, whenever he
yeah.
called for the ball, demanded the ball because he knew his team needed him. He just didn't have the help. One person can only take you so far.
He's box office, bro. Going into the tournament, he was probably my favorite player to watch other than Darius Aka. I just love his game as well. But I mean, the only thing I could think of after that game, honestly, bro, was like, man,
Clear
why
number
you
one.
pick BYU?
Yeah.
No, I said, why you pick BYU? I'm
Yeah.
like,
If people went to
I've been to
Kentucky,
see him in the tournaments though, bro. Like
yeah.
he's too good not to be playing right now, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
bro.
saying? I mean, obviously,
You
I
go
agree
to
with you. Number one,
Kentucky,
certainly.
Duke,
It's like,
somewhere
bro,
else to
come on,
do
man.
good,
Like,
bro. North
I know you got all the
Carolina,
options you wanted.
yeah.
BYU and now you out first round. Come on,
Not
man.
an
Like,
NBA factory. They don't produce really
yeah,
NBA
hell
players.
no. You want to see that greatness on display, bro. Because I was my
Yeah.
only complaint after the game is like, damn, if he was on like just a more viable program, there's no way like this dude shouldn't be in some Elite Eight, Final Four situation potentially, bro. So that was my only disappointing part because Devontae was incredible, and I knew he would be again. He's my favorite player. I was looking forward to watch coming into the tournament. So the fact that like he had the game that he had and like that was it, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, man. So that was my only kind of complaint. Like, dang, why you be BYU, bro? Like, come on. And even I know, you gotta talk to your mom. You might go back to school. Hell no, you're going to leave.
Yeah.
So it's like, dang,
He said, "Mama
you
knows
know what I'm saying?
best."
Oh, always would never question
Mama,
that. But
yeah, I know they
you
make
gonna get that
NIL
bread.
money in college, but the NBA is more than college.
Come on now, it's different, bro.
Yeah.
And with a dude like that, you got a time to be a an All NBA player. So a little silly he don't miss enough games. He doesn't have line. That's like, nah, man. It's just
you're
just no
projected to
way.
be the first overall pick. Like, who usually
Yeah, come
just
on.
goes back when you're projected the first overall pick?
That's what I'm saying.
Unless you're Tim Duncan.
I mean, that was a different time though, bro.
Yeah,
That was a different
era,
time.
man.
97.
Modern time, ever since
Yeah.
the one and done era,
No.
that does not happen.
Yeah, it can't. You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame him. I mean, even on either side, considering going back, I'm sure it's a great college experience, things like that. But like, you got too much opportunity in your career. You're too talented to even consider going back. But again, I'm just disappointed that, man, with the 1 year that you were in college now, damn, that you were on a better program that could, you could elevate to the heights where your talent could be seen on the biggest stage.
No, definitely. I think he's gonna be one of the best wings in the NBA, man. I think he's gonna be one of the next faces of the next generation. I think he'll be up there with
work on that jump shot.
Cooper, the Wembys, the Ants. He'll be in if he works in that 3-point shot more and gets it, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. This dude is. I think he could be the best wing in the NBA one day. 5 years from now, be the best wing in the NBA. I think he has next. This guy makes advanced read. It's crazy. And he already has a ability to draw fouls. Like, he's a savvy veteran, like SGA and Luka. Like, I've never one of the most polished 19-year-old teenagers I've ever seen.
And for me, it's the mentality. Like, you can tell he really wants
that too.
He wants to be great. He's in the work. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff.
But still has confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. So, love it.
Speaking of another freshman, they just lost on a buzzer beater, man. Darren Peterson against Jayhawks. That's a heartbreaking way to go out. to the St. I mean, I'm as a New Yorker, I'm happy to see the St. John's do well. Man, I was kind of low key looking forward to seeing DP against Cam Boozer in the battle for who should go number 2 overall in the draft, because I have demands number 1. But this game, man, if you're someone who loves defense, that game you love to watch, because that first half was ugly offensive shooting. Man, that was a lid on the basket. Neither one of the teams can get anything going. Peterson had a much better start in this game. He had 6 points early on, 2 threes within like the first minute of the game, compared to 0 of 6 against Cal Baptist. So he had a much better start. But then one thing I was looking forward to, because I knew Cal Baptist, okay, they don't have the perimeter athleticism and defense and length and physicality that St. John's is going to have. And we saw how physical and athletic that perimeter defense was for St. John's. They were getting after it. They were full-court pressing. Kansas was really struggling with the inbounds, man. They had a lot of turnovers in this game. They had one thing about St. John's, they know how to pressure in the full court.
Difference in the game.
16 turnovers for Kansas in this game. 7 turnovers to St. John's. That was the key difference in this game. I know both teams didn't really shoot particularly well overall, and then shout out to Zuby Ejiofor. He had a big shot down the stretch, that hook shot over Badunga, and then he had that big steal against Peterson that kind of helped them avoid that loss, because they needed that. Even though the game ended up being tied, and Darling at that big shot, one of the biggest moments in St. John's history. But one thing I was questioning with Kansas, I was like, why are you guys fouling, using all your 3 fouls near the end?
I saw that. Yeah.
If you guys didn't do that, you could have prevented that Darling from going to the rim. You could have used that I would have saved at least 2 or 1 foul left, where you could have fouled him and prevented him from going to the rim to get that buzzer beater shot. Because I'm like, then they'll have to set up again, get in their offense, and then you guys could at least set your defense up. Because I'm like, why would you guys use up all your 3 fouls that quick? You had so much. You had the game basically in the palm of your hands. You had all these fouls to use. You had the advantage. I don't know why you used it all so quickly. And then there was no help defense on that last drive, and Darling gets that game winner. And I'm just like, damn, that's a bad way to go out. Even though Kansas they did make a major comeback because they were trailing by like 14 points
Right.
at one point.
You got
They were
back
on the
into it.
verge of their biggest comeback since the national championship in 2022 when they won it in the national
Right.
championship game. So I was like, man, are they really going to do it? But St. John's, they was able to hit some, Bryce Hopkins, big time 3-pointer. That gave them a little cushion right there. I forgot if that put them up by 2 or by 4, but that was a big three that he hit that helped them give some breathing room. And then I love even though he didn't shoot well in this game, Darren Peterson, he was aggressive. I'd rather see my best player be aggressive, even though if he has a bad game, and then someone who shies away from the moment and doesn't want to take any shots. So even though he struggled, like efficiency wise, he went to the foul line a lot, 10 times, made 8 of 10 free throws. He had 4 blocks in this game. For a guard, that is insane.
That's insane.
I didn't even know he had 4 blocks. I only saw 2. I probably was away doing something else when he had the other 2, but I'm just like, 4 blocks as a guard is insane. You don't see that. And he's not like he's a 6'5" guard, so that's normal size for a guard, but that's not like crazy size for a guard. So it's like this guy can defend. He could move his feet, like you said, Kendrick. He knows how to move them puppies. Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, Darren Peterson, I want to see how can you affect the game when you're not scoring. I don't want you to be a one-dimensional player, especially when scouts are talking about you as a top 3 pick. Can you affect the game in multiple ways? He could defend. I think he needs to become a better playmaker. 0 assists in this game. I know some of his teammates, they didn't hit shots really as well, but I want to see him continue to become a better multifaceted player in terms of affecting the game in other ways. But St. John's, man, give them credit, man. Full court press. Duke, if I'm them, work on that full court press all week because you're going to need it. You're going to need it against this St. John's team. They just showed Kansas this is how you full court press, defensive pressure. And I loved how resilient St. John's was. They could have mailed it in when Kansas was making that run and, let the pressure get to them. But this is a big game for them. Zuby Ejiofor, shout out to him. Showed why he was the Big East Player of the Year, Big East Defensive Player of the Year. Bryce Hopkins, 6 of 9 from 3-point range. If they don't win this game without him, if he don't hit all those threes, that's something they lacked last year. They didn't have the 3-point shooting. Now that they have somebody who could knock down shots and space the floor and keep the defense honest, I think this team, if they could find ways to hit more outside shots, this could be a team that could make a deep run. They're already in the Sweet 16. I think they have a shot to beat Duke. Duke is good, but they lack outside shooting. They don't have the elite guard play, to me, from the outside. So, and then with the wings and the athleticism on the perimeter that St. John's has and the physicality they play with, I think they're going to give Duke some trouble. The Ejiofor, I think Ejiofor is going to guard Boozer in that Sweet 16 game. We'll see. Boozer is a low to handle, though. He's 250, so it's going to be different. Yeah, and he's more skilled than Badunga and the other big man on Kansas. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a great Sweet 16 matchup. But, yeah, Darren Peterson, efficiency-wise, wasn't great, but I love the aggressiveness I saw from him today.
Absolutely. And to your point, mentioning Duke, not just that is that going to be a great matchup, but to mention another freshman who's been balling. I mean, Cam Boozer, bro. I mean, what can you say? First name 20, last name 10. Had 22 in a comeback win, a scary comeback win at the time. I mean, considering a 16 seed, the first time they ever had double-digit lead at half. I was like,
nervous. I was like, yo, they're really about to lose to Siena? Major upset.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Then Cam comes back, settles him down, and then the defense, comes into play and gets it done because Siena just couldn't hit shots really in the second half. The shots they would have needed to get themselves back into the game when the momentum was slipping away, just couldn't hit those shots. Got to give Duke a lot of credit on that. And also, back with Cam, and you mentioned Duke's injuries and things like that, Cam is going to have to be that dude because with all the injuries they have, Cam is going to put up big numbers, and he has so far, putting up 22 and 13 against Siena, 19 and 11 in a blowout win against TCU, which surprised me. I thought TCU would have played them a lot better than that. But again, just a lot of credit goes to Cam Boozer while he's playing. He's a dude. I don't know about you. I don't see him being a superstar on the next level. But he's going to be definitely a 2010 dude. A very valuable piece.
Yeah, I can see a star. I don't see superstar like on level of Wemby or maybe or even Devonta stealing and stuff like that. But
but a winning player
that tier below. I can see him being a top 20 player.
100%. You put him on a team that's got good guard play, he's gonna be set. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be a special player.
Fitting great on the Pacers.
Yeah.
That's a theme. I could definitely see him fitting. Also, Devonta on the Pacers too. That would be crazy. Him and Halliburton and Pascal Siakam. Oof. And
Nah,
role
nah,
players
nah,
they
I
got.
was talking about the Wizards, bro.
Yeah.
Because Wizards, I mean, because I live near DC, and I'm like, I'm not a Wizards fan, but I say I'm a Wizards supporter because I go all their games a lot, when I can,
Yeah.
because it's like the local team for me. So I like to see the Wizards get that level of star power. I think they need it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Oh, mention the Wizards. So the Malice at the Capitol yesterday. You were there live.
Oh my goodness, bro, that was my first time
like
live NBA fight. I'm like, what the hell is going on, bro? And mind you, I'm looking at what's going on. I didn't put my phone on fast enough. Like, what are y'all doing? Because it happened so fast, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like just quick pushing and
You
shoving
didn't
and
see the
dudes
video yet.
on
Oh,
each
I
other.
saw his notification. I didn't watch the video yet.
I mean, seeing it live, I just like, how the hell did this happen? Like, it
Jalen Williams
escalated.
getting busy.
Yeah, man. I'm like, bro, the AJ Mitchell
Yo.
came out of nowhere, and I think tried to swing on somebody, bro. Like, yo, what are you
Well,
like?
there's been some fights in the league this year,
Yeah,
bro. That
people
Charlotte
getting
Pistons
feisty,
one
bro.
like a month and a half ago or so, that was insane.
Yeah.
We've got some feistiness back in the league, man. I kind of like it, chirpy. Guys,
Oh, I completely. I'm just like, it just came out of nowhere.
As long as it doesn't
Love
get
it.
to no Malice and Palace level.
Yeah, we don't need that.
it's
We don't
okay.
need that.
They
You know what I'm saying?
can't call the league soft anymore because we've seen some fights,
Hell
man.
no.
And we've seen some fights.
We'll get into it.
Yeah, I was like, when Devontae said in the chat, "Yo, Phil, how you down Malice and Palace?"
But that was so funny, bro.
Hey,
I was like, this what happened?
Capital.
You know, no,
I was
and
like,
right in
some
front of what I was
notifications. I was like, oh,
hell yeah. I'm like, come on, bro. That was insane. And great game though, by the way. Shane dropped 40, so that was dope to see. Seeing that live, real special.
yeah. But as I digress, getting back to Cam Boozer, like you mentioned, like when I was watching that Siena game, and I'm like, there was some place he passed up. I'm like, he's facing up the guy. It's an easy jumper right there, but he's overthinking it, and then he's going into a tougher shot, or he's passing the ball to teammate. Sometimes I feel like he's too unselfish to a fault, just like I mentioned in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm like, sometimes I'm like, yo, you're that guy. Take
You
over, dominate.
gotta do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're 250, you're skilled. They can't guard you, man. And there's some face-up shots. I'm like, yo, just take up the first initial shot you have right there. Why are you gonna make it tougher? That's some things we saw today in the Kansas game. Like some of those guards on Kansas, like Trey White and guys like that, they were overthinking it and they were making a tougher shot for themselves. And that's kind of what hurt them in this game, honestly, along with the turnovers. But Cam, you can't do that against St. John's, man. You gotta know, you gotta be aggressive, you gotta be confident. You can't overthink it. Just even if you miss it. Get back on defense. But your team's gonna need to be aggressive. You gotta be 20-10 consistently. Maybe even get 30. Yeah. He might have to get 25-30 against the St. John's team. You can't do what you did against Siena was great, but St. John's is physical, they're athletic, they play hard. They're coached by a Hall of Fame head coach who knows how to make great adjustments. Rick Pitino's gonna find a way to neutralize him. I don't know if it's gonna work because Cam is he's so skilled, but I feel like it's going to be Ejiofor matched up with him. So that's going to be an interesting matchup to look forward to.
Absolutely. I can see it being kind of like how Darren Peterson were like, yeah, he got 20 as solid numbers, but that efficiency could be an issue for him with that defense. I can see that.
No, definitely. And I didn't mention him, but against Cal Baptist, shout out to Dominique Daniels Jr. Remember that? Drew was mentioning him last week. I was like, oh, this is the lefty he was talking about.
Just the dude. Yeah.
Because they were getting blown out eventually by Kansas, but then they rallied back with a major. Let me get what their run was, but he scored 20 of his 25 points in that second half, and he rallied them back within striking distance. They had an 18-6 run that cut the lead 66-60 late in that game. Kansas, that was a scary point for Kansas. I was like,
I was like, well, that probably caught them off guard. Honestly, I don't think they saw that coming.
Bro, if he had a little more help, he probably could have pulled off a major upset.
Hell yeah. I'd be worried for them.
If he was 6'3", he'd be talked about as an NBA prospect.
Yeah, how tall is he?
6'5'10".
Oh, the 5'10". Oh, dang, he might. Oh, yeah, he's gonna be tough in the league, bro.
That man, that dude can score the basketball. He was on the top 5 scorers in the nation this year.
Yeah.
And now I see why. That he could finish at the rim. He was crafty. He could hit outside shots, and he can absorb contact well. That's something. When you're a small guard like that, you're not gonna make it to that high of a level if you can't absorb contact well and finish. He embraced it. Like he was carving up Kansas's guards.
Yeah. He's a bucket.
I see why. Yeah, because I didn't know him before. Yeah, I didn't know him before Drew mentioned it, but then I saw the channel. This is the guy who's
With
talking
that dude, huh? Hell yeah.
Nah, he's like that. So shout out to Dominique Daniels Jr. Man.
For sure, bro.
He was doing his thing, man. But yeah,
He a senior too, right?
yeah, I think he's a senior.
Oh, dang, yeah. Dang.
Even if he doesn't play NBA, I can see him killing in the G League. I can see him
overseas, especially, yeah.
I can see him playing somewhere. He's too good not to play somewhere. That
100%,
dude's a baller.
yeah. He's talented.
That dude's a baller. Shout out to him, man.
Yes, sir.
Anything else you wanted to mention before we sign off?
No, that's all it for me, man. I'm just looking forward to more basketball, bro. My bracket is pretty much busted, but hey, we still rolling with it.
Bro, Wisconsin losing a High Point. I didn't get to watch that game, but I saw the alert.
I saw it.
I was shocked. I was working when it happened, so I didn't really get to watch it. But
yeah,
I saw they lost by 1 point. I forgot the kid's name, but that was his first 2-pointer of the year.
Bro. Come on,
crazy. He's a 3-point shooter.
Now you make your first 2-point basket. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's insane. It shows you, man. When you're in a do or die situation, one for all, like NFL playoffs, it's not like a series like NBA or NHL or baseball, best of 7.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Anything can happen. It's the team that performs that's the hottest that day and takes care of the basketball.
100%. It's been a great tournament, bro.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw. I said, "What?" I said, "Wait, they had lost?" Because I think that busted everybody's bracket because everybody had Wisconsin winning.
Oh, of course. I mean, come on now. Yeah, I obviously did, but I mean, honestly, the one that surprised me is when I saw the stat where it said all 9 seeds beat the 8 seed, which only happened for 6 times. Or this was the 6th time in college basketball history. I'm like, wow. I damn sure did not put that on my bracket. All 9 seeds winning.
Yeah,
that surprised me
crazy,
too,
man. And what's crazy is they almost upset Arkansas too, but A-Cup said, "Nah, I got this."
Hell no. I'm saying A-Cup, he was some big shot. He wasn't like that. He wasn't going down like
I'm
that.
an NBA pro. I'm a future star. Let me show y'all.
Like that. 100%.
Let me show y'all. He said, "There's levels to this."
Yeah. He wasn't going down. Yeah, he went crazy.
Dude almost had 40. That's insane. All right, Phil. Totally was fine your work, man. Another great episode.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you for having me, man. This is Philip Wilson. Find me on Instagram, PhilWill24. Find me on my blog site, Wilson Way Sports Network. You see a lot of great content there, as well as my YouTube channel, Wilson Way Sports Talk. I'll be sure to like and subscribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the show. If you guys are watching YouTube, feel free to hit the subscribe button, show everybody you know. Make sure you guys follow my guy, Phil Wilson, on all platforms. Shout out to him for coming on again. I know he has a busy schedule, especially with 2 kids. I know he's a busy dude with a lot of duties.
No problem, bro. We'll keep me busy.
Yeah. Shout out to him for coming on. Make sure y'all follow him. I'm your host, DJ Hamilton, DJ Sports Show. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.